Today, we're diving into the subtle and, let's be honest, sometimes pretty unsettling psychological tactics that shape our everyday conversations. What if I told you that every single time you talk to someone, every decision, every agreement, there's something else going on, something just beneath the surface? See, the real game isn't being played with words. It's being played with psychology. It's driven by these predictable and sometimes kind of uncomfortable patterns in how our brains are wired.
But what if you could understand those patterns? Imagine being able to see what's really motivating people and to guide a conversation where you want it to go without ever raising your voice or getting into an argument.
Now, let's be super clear here. This is not about becoming some kind of puppet master. It's about pulling back the curtain and understanding the psychological strings that are already there in every single conversation. So let's explore 4 of the most powerful patterns out there. All right, let's kick things off with trick number 1, which I call the reverse trap. The whole idea here is completely counterintuitive. Sometimes, to get someone to do something, you have to suggest that they probably can't.
This whole thing is built on a psychological trigger called reactance. It's this deep, almost primal need we all have to feel free and in control. So the moment you tell someone they can't do something, a little alarm goes off in the brain that says, hey, I'll decide that for myself, and suddenly that thing becomes way more appealing.
So instead of a weak, simple question like, hey, can you do this? Which is just a yes or no question, you reframe it. You plant a tiny seed of doubt. Something like, I'm not sure this is really your thing. It's kind of challenging. And just like that, you've triggered their need to prove you wrong. So why does this little Jedi mind trick work so well? Well, it completely shifts the dynamic. A direct request feels like pressure, but a challenge, that speaks directly to our ego. Suddenly, it's not about doing a favor for you, it's about defending their own self-image as someone who is smart and capable. It taps right into that deep need to prove ourselves.
But, and this is a massive but, you have to use this subtly. If people feel like you're constantly playing these little games, it's gonna backfire, big time. It just becomes manipulation, and it will absolutely destroy trust. Remember, this is a tool for understanding, not for control.
Okay, so we just saw how taking choice away can create desire. Now, let's flip that on its head and talk about framing choice. Our second pattern, the master of choice, shows that real influence isn't about forcing an outcome, it's about how you present the options. I mean, just think about the difference here. If you ask, do you want to go out? You're opening the door for a simple no. End of conversation. But if you ask Pizza Hut or Domino's, you've completely skipped past the yes or no part. Their brain immediately starts debating which option, not if they want to go at all. Agreement just became the easiest path forward. And once you see this, I'm telling you, you will see it everywhere. The salesperson isn't asking if you want the extended warranty, they're asking which plan you prefer. A parent asks, do you want to brush your teeth now or in 5 minutes? The choice feels real, even though the main outcome was never really in question. And the reason this is so incredibly effective is that it works with our psychology, not against it. It massively reduces resistance because the other person still feels like they're in the driver's seat. They're making a choice. That preserves their sense of autonomy and totally sidesteps a power struggle. All right, now we're gonna move into some more emotionally charged territory with our third pattern, the guilt mirror. You see, getting angry at someone usually just makes them defensive. But guilt? Guilt is a whole different ballgame. It can be way more powerful because it comes from the inside. The formula for it is actually deceptively simple. It's not about yelling or making accusations. It's about combining a bit of silence with a statement that makes someone see their own actions reflected against their own values. Look at the difference. The aggressive approach, you're always late, is a direct attack. It just invites an argument. But the psychological approach, it's not an accusation. It's a quiet reflection. It's okay. I know if I was important, you would have made time. You're forcing them to connect the dots between their actions and how they value you. So here's the kicker. You're not judging them. You're creating a situation where they judge themselves. And our brains absolutely hate that feeling, that disconnect between I'm a good person and my actions just proved otherwise. So what happens? They feel an immediate, powerful need to fix that conflict and prove that they really are the good person they believe themselves to be. And that brings us to our final pattern, which uses a tool that almost everyone is terrified of: silence.
We have this intense, almost primal urge to fill empty space in a conversation, and that urge, well, it can be a very powerful lever to pull.
Okay, so picture this. You ask a really important question and you get a weak, vague, non-answer. Your first instinct is probably to push, right? To ask it again, maybe in a different way. But what if you did the exact opposite?
What if you just said nothing? You just wait. You hold eye contact, you stay quiet, and you let that silence hang in the air and do all the heavy lifting for you. It feels weird, I know, but that discomfort is exactly the point.
See, that silence creates this immense psychological pressure. The other person's brain starts spinning, wondering, did I say something wrong? Do they know something I don't? It screams confidence on your part, and it forces them to take the lead. And in their rush to break that uncomfortable silence, people will often tell you things they never, ever planned to share. So we've walked through 4 incredibly powerful psychological patterns. But just knowing about them is only half the story. Because this kind of knowledge comes with a serious responsibility. Power without ethics? Well, that's just manipulation. The real goal of understanding dark psychology isn't to go out and control people. It's to understand human nature so you can protect yourself, so you can communicate better, avoid getting caught in emotional traps, and influence people without being forceful. And most importantly, so you can spot these very techniques when someone tries to use them on you. You know, the knowledge itself isn't good or evil. It's just a tool. It all comes down to this quote. The real question is how it's used. Is it to understand and connect with people, or to exploit and control them? Ultimately, that choice is up to you.